Here's a fun element, a very important element. This is silver. And silver is up above gold on the periodic table. It's part of the so-called coinage metals, copper, silver, and gold. Now, there's other things that are made, but historically, copper, silver, and gold have been used to make coins. I must admit, I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I don't have a silver coin for my element collection. I used to have one. I'm not sure what happened to it, but considering where I teach chemistry, the college that I teach at, it would be a real shame if I did not have a silver coin in my collection. Now, I have some other ways of showing off silver. This is some old photographic film. Back before the days of digital cameras, I remember, back in those days, if you wanted to take a picture, you would use a film that had some silver compounds in it, and when light would shine on these silver compounds, it would turn the silver compound into pure silver. And that would be a way of checking to see where the light hit. You had to wait to get this developed in a chemistry laboratory, and then you could get your pictures back. But that is one way of showing off silver. I'll go ahead, and here's another way of showing off silver. We have some antimicrobial socks. Yeah, they add a little bit of silver to this, silver technology. They add a tiny bit of silver to the fibers in these socks, and the silver is supposed to kill bacteria, which is responsible for having stinky socks. And so, beautiful metal, talked about in the Bible. It shows up in some of the Psalms, and they use it to kill the stink in dirty socks. Well, that's not. It's a useful way of using silver. It's not the prettiest way. Okay, but what I have here, these are called silver dragées. I've got a bottle of them here. It looks like it should, and it's not really in focus, but it looks like it should be pronounced dragees, but it's the word dragée. Dragée is a little silver-coated piece of a candy, sort of something that's edible, and they put it on cookies and cupcakes as a decoration. Now, they've been doing this for years, long enough for it to actually be a word in the dictionary, dragée. I mean, that sounds very impressive, dragée. But the Food and Drug Administration really doesn't want you to do this. They say on this bottle, it says, for decorative use only, non-edible, but non-toxic. In other words, they're saying it's not recommended for ingestion, however, harmless if eaten in small quantities. Okay, when I was young and foolish, I have to admit it, but I had some cookies that had silver dragées in it. I knew I was supposed to take them off. I ate them. Of course, maybe that's the reason I'm the way I am, but we won't worry about that. Okay, so I just point out that silver is a very useful element, a very important element, and you can even decorate cookies with them. Now, I will go ahead and say I'm a little bit disappointed. Nowadays, they're finding safer alternatives to using these. Nowadays, if you go to Walmart and find some silvery decorations like this, it has a compound called mica in it. Mica is a shiny rock, and so basically you're eating little bits of rock. But that's probably safer than eating silver. But they use the word dragée for this, and somebody out there got the word dragée in the English dictionary, even though it's not an English word. It's in English dictionaries. There's a word for that. There is currently no word in the English dictionary for a squid mentioner. Someone who mentions squid would be referred to as a squid mentioner. That word is not in the dictionary, even though I've met more squid mentioners in life than I've met dragées. Let's go ahead and say one of the things I want to do in life is get a new word in the dictionary. So if you could just from time to time, as a personal favor to Papa, use the word squid mentioner in conversation, and eventually people will start saying, that's a useful word, and eventually get it in the dictionary. Okay, it's not likely to happen, but I can hope. But these are some silver dragées, and this is an example of silver.